I was lost and suicidal as a young man, and I slowly turned my life around to be a man that I could look at in the mirror and truly respect. And I did that by implementing 4 principles that I believe a rare 1% of men actually have. And these men are truly the masters of their own fate. My name is Asa. I'm not a millionaire yet. I'm not here to sell you something. This isn't AI content. If I died tomorrow, I'd want all my younger brothers, nephews, and loved ones to have this exact information so that they could have and live the best possible life too. That's why I'm making this video. I hope you can benefit from it. Hit subscribe if you want more information like this, and make sure to drop in the comments which principle was the most powerful for you to hear. Principle number 1, take care of your physical body. How you do one thing is how you do everything. A man who takes care of his body takes care of his life. A six-pack does not mean that you take care of your body, but being in good physical condition is a sign that you're more likely putting effort into the other areas of your life. It's a sign that you have cultivated discipline, that you can set aside short-term pleasure to gain long-term reward. But do not mistake muscle or physical strength to be everything. You can see and read a lot more about someone's maturity, their level of skill and competence by reading their face, their eyes, their mouth, the way they speak, their posture, and the way that they walk in the world. Guys, do not do steroids. Be strong enough to protect yourself and your loved ones, and you also need to be agile and flexible enough to be able to dance, to do yoga, to be able to climb mountains into your 80s. Stop trying to cut corners to look good. Stop trying to be a different body type than you are. There are ectomorphs, endomorphs, and mesomorphs. In ancient Ayurveda, there is Vata, Kapha, and Pitta. Ectomorph Vata types are going to lose weight easier, and it's going to be harder for them to gain weight. Endomorph and Kapha types are going to gain and maintain weight easier, but it's going to be harder for them to lose weight. Mesomorph Pitta types are kind of in the middle. They can both lose and gain weight relatively fast or slow. Love the body that you have and know that it is so much more about putting in effort and the self-respect of taking good care of yourself. Striving to be in the best health of your life is more important than being in the best shape of your life. Love and respect what you see in the mirror, but don't be too obsessed with how you look, because this body is impermanent. If all you focus on is physicality, you have missed what Abraham Maslow calls self-actualization, or achieving your full potential. Become capable, become dangerous, become disciplined, become mindful. Everyone goes to these extremes with their diet. I was vegan-vegetarian for a number of years, and I was not getting what my body needed to be healthy. So here's my advice when it comes to diet. Don't do dirty bulking. You will pay later for any corners you cut now. Don't eat fast foods, sodas, candy. Guys, this shit is weakening you. It's depleting your energy and reducing your life force. I recommend eating a whole foods, protein-rich diet that includes high-quality lean meat, lots of fruit, as well as eggs, green vegetables. You need healthy fats like avocados, small amounts of nuts, good quality dairy if you can digest it, and simple carbs like sweet potatoes, root vegetables, and small amounts of quinoa or rice. I choose not to eat bread in America, as well as beans or heavily processed foods, and I don't drink or smoke. You also need a lot of water. And you need water that has minerals in it to help your body absorb it. If you do these things, you're going to feel so good. Sleep. You have to rest. People who do not rest end up with adrenal fatigue, burnt out, and they end up paying for it later. You can rest now or rest later, but you only have X amount of energy in your battery. It's going to have to be filled up somehow. You are not going to be a peak performer if you're getting under 7 hours of sleep regularly. When you are stressed, instead of coping, try taking a break. Pause, lay down, set your time for 10 or 20 minutes, put on some relaxing music, breathe, and you will find yourself back in the game way faster. If you have trouble sleeping at night, the biggest thing you can do is stop using these screens so late and either wear blue blocker glasses or turn the lights down low so your body can recognize that it is not still daytime. The blue lights from our LEDs and our screens make our circadian rhythm think that it is still daytime at night, which throws off our hormone production, our natural production of melatonin for sleep, and with that, the equilibrium of our lives. Regarding substances, I recommend that if you choose to drink or smoke, get it out of your system fast. Do it every single day until you realize how bad you feel, and do it in as safe of an environment as you can without potentially making any really bad mistakes that could damage your life or make life a lot harder for you. And then get clean. Get around people who are actually doing something with their lives, not just numbing out or trying to fit in, because your environment is going to be one of the biggest roadblocks at this stage. Principle number 2, forge a powerful mind. If you are in your 20s, you have to be okay being alone and feeling lonely at times. If you only choose to hang around others, especially others in your peer group, you are going to be fucked. Our generation is extremely lost and clueless about what really matters in life. Find those core few people you can really count on. Be a good friend to others, and if you have to choose between being alone but being yourself, or being around people but sacrificing being 100% yourself, choose to be alone. But in that time, you have to get out of your comfort zone and go places where you have a better chance to meet people who are more like-minded. Go travel. Go be a part of groups that are learning skills you're interested in. Go down a career path that you're interested in and surround yourself with people who are doing the same. Get involved in personal development or men's work organizations like Rising Man or Modern Renaissance Man. You have to cleanse your mind of old belief systems. You have to look at what you learned from your parents and your environment growing up and then decide, okay, what is empowering that I will take with me and what is limiting that I will let go of? Beliefs about marriage and relationships, beliefs about money and career, beliefs about politics and what side you're supposed to choose, beliefs about God, beliefs about how to live life. Understand that your 20s is about self-discovery, understanding your truth. So you get to put it all to the test one by one. You get to learn about yourself. You get to watch yourself evolve and change over these years. Do not be too rigid at this time. Be open to try something for a while and then try something else. This is the time to test and push your limits, question your beliefs, and be curious about the potential within you. And see what happens if you tweak that science experiment a little bit. If you mix up the ingredients, gain experience. Carry with you only what will serve you in the long run. If you carry anything else with you, it will slow you down and drag you back into complacency and playing small. Forge a mind that will serve you with these qualities. Resourcefulness, to make a way out of no way, to do a lot with just a little. Endurance, to keep going, to rest when you can't go anymore and then get back up and set your sights on the horizon again. Curiosity to question things. Humor to stop taking yourself too seriously. Passion to follow the things that inspire you and call your name. Discipline to show up for the challenges in life. Humility to not let your ego get the best of you when you're up. Reverence for what is special and sacred and meaningful in life, in nature, in people. And awareness to be able to see the truth and listen to your own intuition. You also need to take showers for your mind. Meditate. We bathe our bodies every single day, but it is so rare that we actually clean our own minds. And you do that by closing your eyes and breathing for 5 or 10 minutes. Learn to slow down your mind. Learn how to catch yourself in your emotions, your judgments, your overthinking, your fears, your impulses, and then come back to your center. Find stillness again. Find peace in your mind. Learn to watch these things pass by like clouds in the sky and to know yourself as the sky. That is what a powerful mind is capable of. Principle 3 is develop emotional resilience. This is territory most men never get to. They think emotional mastery equals not having emotions. They think that life is about control. My mentors and many challenging experiences have taught me that it is more about command command of a situation, command of myself, command of how I respond to situations, command in how I lead my life forward. Emotional intelligence is how well you can read the emotions of others, how effectively you can navigate your own emotions, how well you can regulate your nervous system in moments of fight, flight, or freeze, and how well that you can communicate how you feel and listen to others to navigate conflict. Ram Dass said that if you think you're enlightened, go spend a week with your family. And you may find that when you start to get closer to others, that's when all the challenges start to bubble up to the surface. This is the beginning of the map for the 1% man. I am in no way a master here. Each breakdown in my business, conflict in a relationship, misunderstanding with a friend or a family member, or the latest political headlines, they're all part of the training ground, the dojo, the arena that is emotional intelligence. Emotional resilience is the art of emotional regulation. I used to feel so unstable in my emotions. I have a lot of them. My own dad, bless him, he once called me bipolar when I was a kid because he did not know what to do with my emotions, and I didn't know what to do with it either. But it has been my responsibility to figure out how to reconcile these emotions in my life. And I'm in the most stable part of my life now, and it didn't come from avoiding them. It became from being willing to go through them, to learn from them, to make mistakes and learn. This is what I believe. A man whose heart is open is a force of nature. A man whose heart is closed is limiting the gifts that he has to give the world. And that's what most guys do, because it's hard. When you actually start opening your heart, realizing that you're a lot more sensitive than you showed everybody, it takes less strength to close your heart and have a tough exterior. It takes so much more strength to be sensitive and in touch with your heart and then still be strong. A lot of guys are one extreme or the other. A rare man has cultivated both. You see, deep underneath learning how to flirt or get girls to go out with you, the pickup artistry, or learning techniques to make a woman have an orgasm is a much more deeper and daunting path. It's called How to Have a Healthy Long-Term Relationship. There are a lot of books on the subject, but there is no manual, because every one of us is uniquely wired. So two partners bring a unique combination of desires, of trauma, of communication styles, attachment styles, ways they express love, and level of self-knowledge. And I'm a student to all this, but I can tell you that it starts with knowing yourself. If you know yourself better, if you actively put work to developing yourself, you will attract opportunities for partners who are on that same frequency. If you take responsibility for your life, you will be more likely to find a partner who also takes responsibility for their life. Go slow falling in love. That's almost painful to say. Your heart will be broken. Part of being human is learning how to be whole and broken at the same time. You don't have to be happy all the time. You see, society has associated happy with healthy, and this is not the case. There is a healthy time to be happy and a healthy time to be sad. If you are grieving, it's time to be sad. Some say that if you are happy now, sadness is sleeping. If you are sad now, happiness is sleeping. They both need rest. Yes, we do not want to be sad all the time. That can be a greater sign of imbalance. But so too if you are pretending to be happy all the time. If you're the person who has learned to put on this mask so well that you almost even fool yourself, it's okay to be sad. It's okay to feel depressed. It's okay to feel anger. What is not healthy is to bottle our emotions up and numb out with substances and distractions. What is healthy is to find outlets for them: physical movement, creative expression, therapy, close mentors or friends. Relationships are our greatest teacher, especially intimate relationships, and especially long-term committed relationships, because love opens us up. It melts the hardened parts of us like metal in a forge, and love feels so good, sex feels so good, connections feel so good. And we, as men, can find ourselves so wildly unprepared to face the other things that come up to the surface when we start to open up. I've had to face old wounds, beliefs about trusting women, fears of being abandoned, my own mind trying to convince me all the reasons why I should just give up, protective mechanisms that I built up to stay safe and protect the most inner parts of myself. Love is the water that breaks through the hardest rock without force. And we stand no chance fighting against it, but we do have to learn how to swim with the current and when to take a break without drowning in it. Principle 4, explore your spiritual depths. The rare man explores his relationship with the divine. What is your relationship with God, with the goddess, with nature? How often do you go outside? How often do you take the time to admire the magnificence of this planet that we're on? This is our home. This is our mother. We are made of the earth as much as we are made of the same molecules as the sky and the stars. A man without a strong connection to nature has cut off his connection to greater energy and power in his life. He has cut his umbilical cord to the great mother that he is forever dependent on, whether he'd like it or not. Whatever dream you have in life, if you disregard this relationship, you will be missing something. Explore religion and spirituality, but always trust your own experience with what you believe in, above just believing what others are going to tell you. I believe in God, that which created all things. There are many names for this from all over the world. In the modern world, some people call it science. Science, which is also useful, has become a faith and a dogma too, that has a shadow side, where we believe the words and the studies of others above our own experience, just like we do a book. But for as long as humanity has existed, we have been trying to express the wonder and the mystery that suddenly we started to exist and we don't remember what came before, and that somehow we go back to the same mystery when our bodies take our last breath. Our bodies are impermanent. This is why we can't just fixate on the physical, which is the earth, or the mental, which is air. It's not enough to focus only on the emotional, which is water, and the fire of the spirit in our hearts are not all that matters. The rare man who is the master of his fate knows these 4 parts of himself. And I know that might sound like Avatar: The Last Airbender, but there's a lot of wisdom in where these stories come from that actually came from all of our ancestors thousands of years ago who were connected to this kind of wisdom. There may be nothing more powerful than making the time to discover your own true nature. Taking time to prioritize listening to the voice that speaks within you. Taking time to listen to the way life, the universe, the source of all that is speaks to you. Not with English, not with any other language, but through experience, through life itself, through the experiences that you have, through the unexpected events that set your life off course and down a misty path where all you can see is the step in front of you. Sometimes it's the tragic moments that are our biggest teachers. The trials and tribulations we have to go through to understand more about life, more about ourselves, to see things more clearly. Taking time to learn from others, to seek out teachers with wisdom, but never to trust anything deeper than our own intuition. There may be nothing more powerful than making time to discover your own true nature. Taking time to prioritize listening to that voice that speaks within you. You deepen your own connection to your own personal spiritual practice by taking the time to stop talking and instead listen to the way that life, the universe, the source of all things is speaking to you. Not with English, not with any other language. It's speaking to you with life itself, through experiences that you have, through the unexpected events that unfold that set your life off course and down a misty path where all you can see is the next step in front of you. Sometimes it is the tragic moments of our life that are our biggest teachers in connecting us with our spirituality. The trials and tribulations that we have to go through to understand more about life, more about ourselves, to see things more clearly. So take time to learn from others, to seek out teachers with wisdom, but never trust anything deeper than your own intuition. For thousands of years, humanity has placed God outside of ourselves, blind to the reality that we are made of the same fabric of the entire universe, and that if what we see outside of us is the divine, there is also divine within us. I believe that there is deep wisdom in putting God, or whatever name you have for God, first in life. I believe that there is wisdom in learning from the stories of prophets and enlightened beings and male and female teachers and characters in books who embody good qualities, values, and ethics to remind us of how we can better live. Part of putting God first for me is prioritizing my connection with the sacredness of life, being grateful for everything that I have, expressing that gratitude, and being present to that abundance every single day. Part of putting God first for me means knowing that I might have a plan for my life and life might have another plan for me. So can I surrender to these forces of nature and destiny that are so vastly out of my control? A rare man does his part. He meets life halfway. He gives all of his effort. He finds his North Star. He gets clear on what matters to him more than anything, knowing that life might no longer be his tomorrow. He makes each inhale and exhale, each day between sunrise and sunset count. Each season, he plants new seeds. He nourishes them. He harvests them. And then he rests. Each year, he has a mountain on the horizon that he's aiming for, and a plan for how he will reach this summit with his best efforts. And he has a mind that knows who he becomes through the process, and what he learns about himself is a far greater treasure than even reaching the summit itself. So there you have it. These are 4 principles that maybe only 1% of men ever find. Although I believe that times are changing, and over the next few generations, this might become more widely understood. Although it might still be rare that someone truly devotes themselves to their path and their calling in life, because it's scary. So remember to find that balance in your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual life. You might need to prioritize one for a period of time. Solely focus on it every single day. But know that you are doing that as part of the process of integrating these 4. So imagine looking at a bird's eye view of a pyramid and walking up a spiraling path that goes along all 4 sides, starting at the base. As you climb higher and higher around each side, the time spent on each side becomes shorter until you find yourself at the very top, where all 4 sides join together, fully integrated. In the beginning, it takes time as we walk along each side. We need to focus on one thing sometimes for longer periods to build that foundational base. But as we advance, they flow together more seamlessly, and it becomes a dance of incorporating them all at once. And to me, that is the ideal that we can strive for, to have our full potential expressed and to be self-actualized. But to do this, you will have to take advantage of the time that you've been given. Take advantage of this period in your life and have the courage to stop following the herd and think for yourself. And if you do that and remain a student for your whole life, always learning, always deepening in this practice, that is how you will become the master of your fate. So thank you for taking the time with me today. I'll see you soon. Blessings.